This is the Herd Line News.
Eric Bieniemy seemed to be a top head coaching candidate this year and last year, but he still hasn't gotten hired. There's only one opening left for the 2021 season, but Bieniemy is taking his long journey to a head coaching job in stride.
It's always good to be mentioned and having an opportunity to pursue your dreams. And obviously, yes, I do want to be a head coach. But when it's all said and done with, my job is to make sure everything that we're doing right now is not to take away from the goals that we're trying to accomplish.
He has reportedly a good chance of landing the Texans job. Obviously, Deshaun Watson made it clear he wanted them to interview Eric Bieniemy, and so that's a possibility. According to the Houston Chronicle, he's under heavy consideration by the team, along with Bills defensive coordinator Leslie Frazier.
Now, he was a Vikings coach for a time, so one's an offensive guy, one's a defensive guy. I will say this, Deshaun Watson makes it a better than average job.
Yes.
Let's take away the dysfunction. I still contend it's the perfect time to move off J.J. Watt, get picks. You can't tell me J.J. Watt is not attracted to a couple of winning organizations and clear up cap space. They not only have a talent deficit issue, Joy, they have a cap problem. And you have to make tough decisions. You can't get rid of Deshaun, and you can't get rid of Laramie Tunsil. And this is not a shot at J.J. Watt. But when you're a pass rusher, get to that trading deadline next year, you know, we saw Seattle do this with Carlos Dunlap. You can't win a Super Bowl with a terrible pass rush. I think they have a cap issue beyond getting the right coach issue.
Well, every time that you're traded doesn't necessarily mean that you're bad or that you're done.
That's right.
DeAndre Hopkins was traded from that team, and he has clearly plenty more to contribute.
Well, you get something in return for it.
Right. So I agree with you. And also, I'd like to see J.J. Watt in a situation where he has an opportunity to win a Super Bowl.
Playing this weekend.
Right. And Houston is far from that. Deshaun obviously makes this a better job. Deshaun is a star. We know that. We know what he's capable of. The numbers that he put up this year in an incredibly dysfunctional year are staggering.
Let me throw one at you. Where would J.J. Watt prefer to end his career? Green Bay Packers. He played at Wisconsin. Family's from Wisconsin. Packers go, listen, we have a good defense. We really like our secondary and backers. We don't have a consistent pass rush. J.J. Watt says, I'll redo my contract. I'll end it in Green Bay. Because that's the kind of team you'd want him on. Like, you don't need any offensive help. They have a very good cap situation. They can afford a year two hit. And I bet you J.J. Watt would redo his contract to help the Packers. J.J. Watt, Green Bay, ends his career playing in conference championships.
I don't hate that. As far as Eric Bieniemy goes, he is eventually going to get a head coaching job. I think he's being very calculated with where he goes. Houston, I think, would be good for him with Deshaun because at least the two of them would be on the same page. But I don't like anything else that's going on there. And the front office does not going to change. So I don't know how you're really setting yourself up for success there, no matter who goes there with that kind of front office. So Tom Brady is one game away from yet another Super Bowl appearance. And if he can beat the Packers on Sunday, he will keep a very improbable streak alive. Each time he has lost in week one of the regular season, he ended up playing in the Super Bowl. In 2003 and 2014, Brady's Patriots won the Super Bowl after starting the season 0-1. In 2017, he made it to the big game, but he lost to the Eagles. And Brady and the Bucs lost their opener this year, 34-23 to the Saints.
Here's the thing. If Brady... This is going to be, not that it's damaging to Aaron Rodgers' legacy. It's not. But it doesn't do it any favors. If 43-year-old Tom Brady with no AB walks into Lambeau and beats Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron's a favorite. Monday, what's our lead? Our lead is like, you want to know why he's the GOAT?
I think it depends on how he plays. Like,
what if Aaron is tight?
If Aaron... Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on how Aaron plays. Like, if Aaron has an unbelievable game and the defense falls apart...
That's not an issue.
Then, you know, that's not really the issue there. But there's a lot of stories that could come out of this game. Honestly, I'm leaning towards the Packers in this game as well. I think they're the most complete and healthy team at this point in the season. But it's why I like the Bucs last week. And I picked the Saints at the beginning of the season, and I think that the Saints have the better roster. But this is Tom Brady in the playoffs. Like, we've seen this many, many times. And I know it's not all on Tom Brady, but he just makes things happen.
He does. He wins games he shouldn't.
He's been touched. Like,
listen, they won a Super Bowl over Seattle, and I contend physically Seattle had 10 of the top 15 players. That Super Bowl, Seattle was a better football team significantly than New England in terms of overall talent, and they won the Super Bowl.
That's what makes this game so compelling, because obviously the Packers are the better overall team and the healthier team, and Aaron Rodgers is MVP. It's Tom Brady. So Dwayne Haskins signed with the Steelers yesterday. He'll have a chance to redeem himself in Pittsburgh after a rough ending to his time in Washington. And his former teammate, Alex Smith, had some advice on how Haskins can take advantage of the opportunity.
The first thing that I hope with Dwayne, and I've told him this, is you don't have a chance until you have eliminated a lot of the distractions going on in your life. Certainly, there was a lot working against him here the last 2 years. That didn't allow him to reach his potential, because he's a guy that is crazy talented and he's a good kid. And I think you have to be able to eliminate all that other stuff, because none of it matters if you can't go out there and play at a high level.
Well, Alex Smith would know. He was there. And as he said, he told him that. I think a part of what happened with Dwayne Haskins is why I think the research that you do in the draft is so important as far as maturity goes.
For quarterbacks, yes.
Other positions are not going to be scrutinized the same way. Other positions don't have the same level of expectations and responsibility that the quarterback does. You're the guy, so you've got to be the guy before you become the guy.
The term I would use to succeed at quarterback in the NFL: uniquely mature.
Yeah.
Because if you took the average guy at 23 years old, they're all immature. Go to Twitter for 5 minutes.
I was immature at 20.
Everybody
at 23.
was. So when you get a star quarterback, Baker Mayfield is very much your average 23-year-old. That's why so many people support him. They're like, what he's doing is not bad. That's what you do. But 99% of you could never be at 23 a franchise quarterback. You're not mature enough.
Right, but that's the point. Like, so if you are in a position to become a franchise quarterback, you're already different than everyone else.
That's right.
You're already in a very small percentage of people who are even given this opportunity, let alone to possibly become a franchise quarterback, then to get the opportunity to prove you're a franchise quarterback and then become a franchise quarterback. So the 1% of the 1% of 1%. So yes, there's otherworldly expectations of you, as there should be.
99% of men watching me, forget the physical attributes, are simply not mature enough at 23 to run a $5 billion franchise. Forget the physical stuff.
Right.
You're not. You defend Baker Mayfield like he wasn't ready. What did the GM of the Cleveland Browns say 2 days ago? Baker grew up. But the problem is teams don't have time to wait until you're 26 and 27 usually. You've got to be ready to go. Russell Wilson, Andrew Luck, Tom Brady,
and
Peyton Manning.
our patience is getting shorter by the second.
That's right.
If you are mature, but you're a raw talent, teams might be more patient with you.
For about a year.
Josh Allen.
Right.
So there is a wave. It's not a set standard or a box if you have the capabilities. I do think the Steelers is a good place for him. Again, I would like the Steelers to actually invest in the future of that position. Maybe they feel like they are. The Steelers are a stable organization. Washington has been a little up and down over the past couple of years.
Good receivers.
They have good weapons. Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
It's a good situation for him. He's an upgrade from Mason Rudolph, which I like.
Think about this. Josh Allen's first year, he completes 52% of his throws. Last year, 56. This year, he's a star. If this year he completed 59%, half the room in Buffalo he's done.
I think everyone would be done.
Like this was the year. Yeah. Like, okay, Josh, we know you're gifted. You got to grow up now. You got to get adult fast. He did. So with your talent, we'll give you. Like, I don't think Dwayne Haskins is in Josh Allen talent. So we'll give you an extra year. But even Josh Allen, had he been 59% again this year, half the room is like, they'd have big conversations about redrafting.
It was never a maturity issue with Josh Allen.
No.
Everyone in that building loved him.
But then, like, to your point, we don't got 3 years for you to figure it out.
No.
You got to be ready to go.
No.
And Dwayne just wasn't. Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Line News.
In terms of pure talent, who is the best team? Who is the worst team? Is Buffalo really better than Kansas City? Our next guest, former scout, knows. You work hard every day. We all do. But one of the reasons you do work hard is because, you want to get paid. You want to have vacation. You want to get that job right. But you're competing as you age against younger and younger people with a lot of energy, and you can't meet it by yourself. I mean, you try to eat right. You work out occasionally. What about M-Drive? An everyday supplement for guys with drive. Backed by science, powerful ingredients, gives you that boost of energy to cut through, leans your muscle. Free shipping, 60-day money-back guarantee. We get older, it shouldn't define us. The supplement for driven men. Go to mdriveformen.com today and refine your prime. Free shipping, 60-day money-back guarantee.